LINDIWE SISULU appears intent on blaming the ANC government's failure to address rampant poverty and social inequality firmly on mental colonized black judges and political leaders rather than the governing party itself. Hello and welcome to the weekend. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe and share this video. Minister LINDIWE SISULU accuses black judges of mentally being colonized. Right now, while Sisulu's office insists that her attacks on black judicial leaders were not directed at State Capture Inquiry Chairperson and Active Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, the minister's comparison of unnamed judges with the House Negroes barely on all the hallmarks of the insult that the former President Jacob Zuma was previously hurled at Zondo, the Constitutional Court, and the judiciary. Today in the high echelons of our judicial system are these mentally colonized Africans who have settled with the worldview and mindset of those who have depossessed their ancestors. Sisulu, who have been in cabinet for over 2 decades, seeks to explain to South Africans and South African vast levels of social inequalities by, among other things, accusing unnamed black politicians of becoming black assets for colonized capital and enjoying caviar while masses suffer. Otherwise, what explains the sudden astronomical wealth of so-called liberators over a short period of time? How did some become multimillionaires and billionaires overnight, while a third of their fellow citizens languish on social grants? She asked. Given the ANC's elective conference is due to take place later this year, Sisulu's strident criticism of black presidents and politicians have been interpreted as a clear indication that she is ready to campaign for leadership of the party. But there is just one problem. Given the powerful positions that Sisulu has occupied, how will she explain her own failures to address the poverty and inequality? Much have been excavated by ANC's own cancerous corruption culture that has now been criticized by her, while Sisulu's refusal to acknowledge her own failures to use her power to transform South Africa may be as a consequence of her efforts to remain relevant. Her vague and toxic attacks on mentally colonized judges are both irresponsible and dangerous. Sisulu has failed to identify a single ruling that illustrates her claims that black judicial leaders are puppets for the white masters. She has been increasingly outspoken in her defense of Zuma, arguably the judiciary's most vitriolic critic. At the time that Zuma initially failed to hand himself over to the police to begin serving a 15-month contempt sentence, Sisulu's tweet that she was and others ANC have been deployed to meet the former president and make sure everything is in order. Because ultimately, the people who are here at Nkandla are members of the ANC, so we have a direct responsibility. During the subsequent interview with 702's Clement, Sisulu became audibly irate, and when asked what approach the ANC National Executive Committee, of which she is part, thought was plausible for Zuma after he failed to adhere to the Constitutional Court to hand over, she accused him of prejudice over the case and denied any suggestion that the ANC was blaming for appointing Zuma as president despite the ongoing corruption allegations against him. You are imposing your own views. You are sentencing someone who is standing in trial. When the case is over, you can say all these things. You are free to say all these things, but now you are creating a prejudiced environment. I won't be part of it, Sisulu said, telling why the Constitution reportedly emphasized that the rule of law demanded that Zuma appear before the State Capture Inquiry and account for his conduct as president. Sisulu may have now sought to suggest that we have legitimized wrongdoings under the umbrella of the rule of law. Thanks for watching this video. Please do well to share your comments on the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't, and thank you if you're a returning subscriber.